Okay, shalom, shalom, lekulam. Thank you all for coming. I really appreciate your time coming out, and it gives me such joy that you want to learn Hebrew. It's a beautiful, fantastic language, as we've learned in the previous two classes that we've already enjoyed. And I do appreciate our returning students. Really is really awesome. So we have quite a bit to cover tonight. I'm not sure if it's gonna go till 9. I'm hoping it will only go till 9. It may even go before, depending on if I have questions or anything like that at the end, or throughout the presentation. So let's get started. We're gonna do a quick review of the last few letters that we've learned, which are Aleph, Beit, Gimel, and Dalet. And the first one is our Aleph, and the sounds that it makes are A, E, I, O, U. This is the sound that an Aleph can make, okay? So do not be confused that it only makes an A sound. It will go silent and take the sound of the vowel point under it or next to it, or even over it sometimes. The second letter we learned is Beit, Bet, and we've learned that the Beit without a dot in it is a V sound. It's a vacant house, and the Beit with a dot in it means the boy is in the house. The next letter we learned is Gimel. The Gimel sounds like a hard G, as in good or game. We've learned some fun words that begin with Gimel last time. And the fourth letter we learned is Dalet, makes a D sound like dog or my name, D. Okay, I am gonna apologize. I sometimes don't keep the chat open while I'm teaching. So if you do have a question, I'm gonna try to keep it open and glance over at it, but just be patient with me with getting back, okay? So what's next, okay? We did Aleph, Beit, Gimel, Dalet. We have 3 letters tonight that we're gonna be talking about. And they're pretty, I love these letters. You will find that as you're learning the Hebrew Aleph Beit, you will connect with certain letters more than other letters. I know it sounds strange, but there are letters that will do something to your soul, that will stir something in you. And I've learned that with a few letters. One of them is the next letter that we're going to learn, and then the letter after that. So what is the next letter? It's going to be Hey. But a great way to remember these next 3 letters is the kind of, let's put it together and say, Hey, Vav, it's Zayin. So we have Hey, Vav, and Zayin are our next 3 letters that we're going to learn. And Hey is one of my favorite letters. I have a few, but this one is a favorite of mine. And we have Hey. The Hey sound is a simple breath. It's a just like our H, you know, when we say hey, you know, so very simple. And some words that start with Hey are Har, which is mountain, Ha, which is the, very important word, Holech, which is go or walk even, and Hamon, which means plenty. So plenty of something, plenty of anything. So if we want to say lots of love to you, so Hamon Ahava, Hamon Ahava. And then you want to say, you can combine, you have mountain and you have the mountain. So it would be Ha-har. Ha-har, very simple. And of course, we want to walk to the mountain. We can say Ani holech ha-har, or Ani holechet if you're female. Ani holechet ha-har. I'm walking to the mountain with, let's say with im, Im is with. So I'm walking to the mountain with plenty of love. How about that? Ani holechet hahar im hamon ahava. Very simple. So we just made a pretty big sentence with those 4 words that we learned here and with ani that we learned earlier in the lessons. And we learned a new word with im. And of course, that's going to be a little later for im. But I wanted to throw it in for you guys just so that you had a connector word. Okay. All right. So next, this is Hey Beyond. And this is the divine breath. Okay. And shalom, ABCXYZ. I don't know who you are, but shalom, shalom. Thank you for coming. So Hey is beyond. It's the divine breath. The Hey appears 2 times in the most holy name of Hashem, Yud Hey, Vav Hey. Let's talk about this just a little bit, okay? These are different permeations of the name Yud Hey, Vav Hey. These are different forms of the word that mean different things, but have the holy name in them, okay? So if you look at this, it's very interesting that all the words, so let's go over them first. Let's not go into that yet. So Havaya. Havaya is a sense of being. It is just being in the moment, right here, just being, like existing almost. So we have Havaya. We have Haya, which is the past tense, the past. We have Hove, which is present, right now. This single moment already, Haya is already here. Now we're in Hove again. Yihye will be in the next moment or 2. So what's peculiar here, and also very interesting, and this is going to lead into our next letter, which would be Vav, but let's stay with the Hey because the Hey is the divine breath, okay? All words with being or present tense have a Vav in it, okay? And I'm going to give away a little bit of the Vav right now because it kind of correlates with this. The Vav connects heaven to earth, okay? The past and the future don't have the Vav in the name because they don't exist in the moment. There's no connection yet for future. There's no connection for the past anymore. But notice that each have 2 Heys. They always have 2 Heys because there's always being that breath of life, that breath being breathed in, okay, to existing. There was breath in the past. There was breath to bring in the past. There had to have been breath. There has to be breath right now in the present. There has to be breath to breathe to get to the next moment, right? But notice that Vav, okay? You got Havaya. That's the existing part, the being part. There's a Vav there. Haya doesn't have a Vav. It just has 2 Heys and a Yud. And Hove is the present right now that we're talking and you're learning. Has 2 Vavs actually, which is very interesting. We're just gonna show though that in the present, we're connecting right now, heaven to earth right now. Yihye will be, it's not connecting just yet. It's not there just yet. We're not in the present and we're not in the future yet. We're not in the next moment. We're right here, right now in the present, Hove, okay? So that, for me, I love this thought and idea of the most holy name that brings everything into existence. And without that holy breath, at every single moment, we would not exist. We would cease to exist. We would not be here. Past, present, or future, we would not be here. But right now, when we are here in existence, we are connecting heaven and earth. okay? Any questions, any thoughts, any ideas, anything that you would like to interject? Okay, if not, I hope that you guys have your notebooks out. I hope that you have your pen and paper out so you're taking notes. I do try to post some of what I teach on the site, on the Hebrew with D page on Facebook, so that you can have kind of the quote unquote notes for you to see later and make sure you wrote it down right. The next one is Vav. This is also my favorite letter because it is the connector. Vav literally means like a hook or a nail even. And this is very interesting because I have a lot to say about the Vav, but I don't want to go too deep with Vav. So this is your Vav, number 6. And let's look at the Vav and see what the Vav has to say. So the Vav sounds are a V sound, an U sound, and an O sound. And you're going, how is that possible? It's a V. Well, again, it has to do with those vowel points that are in here. The shuruk, right in the name of shuruk, gives you the actual sound of the U, shuruk, okay, as in pool. And then cholam, cholam, gives you the O, as in row. And you can see where it points to. So that shuruk has the dot or the dagesh in the center of the vav. And a lot of times when you see that, people have made up ways to remember what each of these sounds make. So if it's in the stomach, it's an U, okay, U. And if it's above the vav, it's an O. Like you're looking up to the sky and you see an asteroid or you see a shooting star, you go, oh, okay, it's up, it's above. You're looking, oh. But for the shuruk, it's U in the middle, in the stomach, U, you know, like you, have a tummy ache. So those are the sounds that the vav makes. So V, U, and O. And here are some words that go with that. We have shalom, which is very common. I'm sure you guys know that word, shalom. You have pashut, simple. Here's a word that I'm not sure a lot of people know. It's anava. Anava. See that vav there? That's actually a V sound. Anava, which means humility. And then we have another, this is the connecting point. Remember I said vav is a connector. Well, here's your and. And is a connector. Ani ohevet le'echol glida ve'uga. Okay, I love to eat ice cream and cake. Let's connect those, ice cream and cake. So that's what the vav's main purpose is, the connection. And now that's going to take us into the next slide, which is vav beyond. This is the connection between heaven and earth, or the spiritual and the physical. Now, the rabbis have enlightened my understanding so much, and I'm so grateful for their teachings. And one of the teachings I'm grateful for, and I just actually learned this, I would say quite recently, maybe about 3 or 4 months ago. And the rabbis say that the first time a letter or word appears in Torah, then that is the context or meaning of the letter or the word even. So let's take, for instance, Bereshit, bara Elohim, et hashamayim, ve et haaretz. Sorry, I do not have the slide for this. I apologize. But in the beginning, Hashem, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. So right there, at that beginning, that's the first time you see that Vav, okay? It is connecting. It is connecting heaven and earth, okay? That's a big connection there. Does anybody have any questions, comments? Anything that they'd like to share or ask? I'm here for you, because we're already skipping through this pretty quickly. It is very cool. It's very, very cool. There's so much, there's a wealth of information that's out there that's available to anyone and everyone who wants to learn. And I'm very humbled myself to be able to be someone that can share the information that I'm learning with others, so that they know that there's so much out there, and that, I mean, there's more out there than you can even imagine, than we can ever learn in our whole lifetime ever. But these are little tidbits that kind of give us a taste of how amazing the Hebrew language is itself, in creation, in creation, you know, like, and how when Hashem created everything, each of those letters have a job. Each of those letters have a piece of how our world operates. And how, I'm sorry, somebody had asked a question, how do you pronounce the ve, the word for and? Literally ve. Literally ve. So, ani ohevet le'chol glida ve uga. Okay, so it literally is just ve. Now, there are certain times where the and, if you're going to say it appropriately, it will change to u. So, for example, if you want to say Shabbat Shalom u'mevarach, literally that u'mevarach is, u is and. U is the vav. There are certain letters that when it goes before that letter, you change that ve to a u. And I will not go over that right now, because that's a little bit more in depth. Somebody asked how the world or whole planetary system operation happened, including the human affairs. Just asking for curiosity. I apologize. I don't understand your question. Melissa says, I read a study that says we have a letter assigned to different parts of our body, similar to Kabbalah, but the teaching I heard was not from Kabbalah. Are you familiar with this use of the letters? I believe there is something that talks about certain parts of the body having assigned things to it. That is a little deeper than I would want to go right now, but yes, I have heard this. Okay. Yeah, I've heard this. I haven't like looked into it too much, to be honest with you. Only because it's not inside of my realm of learning at this moment, but I have heard of it. Is it kosher? Is it a kosher teaching? I guess that's right. I'm not sure if it's a kosher teaching. So it would be something that I think I would have to look into to just make sure, because sometimes you get some strange teachings out there that are not, yeah, they're more like Christian sources, or even just people thinking that they know what the letters are for. So yeah, I'm not really sure, to be honest. I'll maybe check that out though this evening as I sit and kind of go over tonight's notes and everything, and see if I can find something that has to do with that. You don't know the author, do you? By chance? Oh, here we go. Aleph Tav, Body System, Restoring the Hebrew Bioenergetic Temple. That's interesting. That's what I'm assuming. Oh, yeah, okay. Alfonso Manzo. Interesting. Well, I will have to look into that a little bit. For me, it's kind of like if a rabbi doesn't, if a well-known rabbi doesn't have a lot to say about it, then I kind of steer clear of it, only because I don't want to mislead anybody or give them sources that are not. Yeah, exactly. It seems a little, so we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, I did look it up really quick on Google while we were chatting. But yeah, if it's not a kosher text, I would say steer clear. Because you really don't want to get the wrong ideas and then get everything starting to get mixed up. We'll want to stay as kosher as possible, and find some good rabbis that can give some good information. For sure. Yeah, absolutely. So I know that I don't know how many people here have heard of Rabbi Alona Nava. But he's one of my favorite teachers, actually. He's very well learned, but he talks a lot of Kabbalistics, about a lot of Kabbalistic things. And I know he does some really fun lectures online. Yes, I can. But his stuff is pretty deep. But he does some good lectures online if you're interested. He does have some more Kabbalistic things as well. So, okay, I'm getting a direct message and I'm trying to open it, but I cannot. Reset your message to group. Oh, okay. Oh, hey, how did that happen? Sorry, thanks, Tovia. Okay, so it's Rabbi. All right, great. So to the person that just arrived, sorry I'm late, no worries. I'm glad that you're here. I'm sorry that you missed our last few letters that we've done already, but they will be, I'll hope to put them online or on the Facebook page for everybody so that you can see them a little later. Okay, so we're gonna go on. We already did Hey and we already did Vav. So the next letter is, wow, that's bright yellow, isn't it? The next and last letter is Zayin. This one's going to be a little fun. So Zayin sounds like a Z, obviously Z, Zayin. And we have 4 words that I picked that coincide with Zayin. The first one is Zvuv. That's a fun word to say, Zvuv. That is a fly or housefly. Funny story, whenever you hear the word Beelzebub, which I'm not even sure I'm supposed to say out loud, but whenever you hear that word, that actually means the fly. Okay, so Lord of the Flies, that's what Beelzebub is. So that's where it comes from, Zvuv. The next word is Zman. So you see these two dots under here? I just want to point these out. There's two dots underneath each of these. And that just means that you're making that Z sound and then moving right into the other letter. Okay, so we have Zvuv, Zvuv. And then we have Zman, Zman. And so you're just saying that letter, and then you're going to the next portion of the word, Zman. Okay, this time is like, you know, in time we'll work on doing something. It's the actual word time. So in English, we say, hey, what time is it? You will not ask this in Hebrew. You will say, Mahasha'a. Mahasha'a means, what is the hour? Okay, that's how they ask, what time is it in Hebrew? Okay, what is the hour? They do not say, what is the time? So Mahasha'a, this time is more like a noun, I guess. And then the next word is Zikaron. Zikaron. Zikaron is memory or remembrance. And hold on a second, I gotta get my notes. Yom HaZikaron is the day of remembrance for the fallen soldiers that have been and now also extended to civilian victims of terrorism. So that's one of the words that when you hear Zikaron, it's usually in Hebrew or in Israel, they're saying Yom HaZikaron, which means the day of remembrance. This year, if you're looking for when it might be, it is Monday, April 24th, 2003 through April 25th. So Yom HaZikaron. There is no ha in front of the Zikaron here because it's not talking about the day of remembrance. This is just the word for remembrance. And the last word is zait, olive. I don't know who likes olives here, but I do not. I do not like olives at all. I do not like green ones. I don't like black ones. I don't like any of them. And I went to Israel, and when I went to Israel, my friend Moshe said, "Oh, I have to take you here," and he took me to this shuk, and in the shuk there was olives everywhere, and he's like, "Try them," and I'm like, I felt so sheepish because I'm like, I'm so sorry, I do not like olives. Now, don't get me wrong, I can have them chopped up and put on a pizza or something like that, maybe, or in sauce, but for the most part, I don't even like them in salad. I don't like them. So zait or zaitim, which would be olives, zait or zaitim. Okay, so yeah, I know most people do love olives. I just don't. I never have. Can you put the way we say it in chat for remembrance? Sure. Hold on. So remembrance is zikaron. I hope that helps. They probably do. You're right. They're probably super fresh. You're welcome, Charlotte. Also, the third word, what is the English transliteration? For which word? Oh, yeah, I didn't. You're right. You're so right. I did type it up here, actually. I can't believe I missed that. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, I typed it up here. I'll type it again, though. Hold on. Let me see if I can. No, I don't want to do that. I'm trying to copy and paste. Yeah, sorry. I don't know. Sometimes I do it and I'm like, oh, they'll know what it is. And I think just because I know what it is and I don't even think about it. Zikaron. You're welcome. Okay, so I just wanted to kind of go back to this really quick and go back to the, why is this not, why did this make this bigger? What is going on? I don't understand. Sorry, guys, trying to, let's go back really quick to the vowel. So remember I showed you the dagesh that's in the middle, right? The U, and then the dagesh that's on top, it's an O. So picking up on that, we have the U, okay, zavuv, zvuv. So these are all letters that we've learned now. So we learned the zayin, the bait, or the bait, the vav with the U, and the vav, or the bait. And then for zikaron, there's no, there's the dot on top of the vav. So we have the zayin, a chaf. Every time I hit the screen, it changes. I'm sorry. A resh, a vav, and then there's that dot on top. So that's an O, zikaron. Okay. So I just wanted to show you those two vavs, which is part of the reason why I chose these two words, to show you the difference between those vavs and the sound that it makes. So zvuv and zikaron. Okay. Pizza and tacos for me. Black ones. Rose? I don't know what rose is. Are there rose olives? I don't know what rose is. I only know black and green. Okay, so let's go deeper into zayin. So zayin represents a sword. And what I learned was it kind of, there's a part that says it's about dividing time and the days of the week. So there's the days of the week, the 7 days of the week, the Shabbat, which is obviously number 7, the 7th day of the week, the 7 days of Sukkot, 7 weeks, 7th sabbatical year, the 7th millennium, which brings in Mashiach. And then there's other 7s, which isn't about time, but then there's the 7 patriarchs and the 7s of Shabbat. And everybody's going, what is the 7s of Shabbat? I never heard of that. Oh, hi, Rose. Thank you. I'm so glad that I know now. Rose is my name because it says GP. I was wondering what GP was. So welcome, Rose. Thank you for clarifying that. So what are the 7s of Shabbat? So we're going to do a little bit of an activity next. This is fun with 7s. I don't know if there's any way I can make my screen smaller. Can you guys see the Aleph, the Beit, the Gimel, and the Dalet, all these letters on the right-hand side? Because if you can't, then I'm not sure this will actually work. No. Okay. All right. Hold on one sec. Let me see if I can. Please bear with me. I'm going to try to make my screen smaller if I can. I don't know if I can. Nope. It's not working on my side. I could see it on my slides. I don't know what happened. Okay. So let's do this. If you guys have a pencil and paper, I want to write these down because I want to do this with you guys. So please let me know when you have a pencil and paper ready. And I'm going to give you these numbers that go with everything, okay? So we already learned the Aleph, Beit, the Gimel, the Dalet. And we learned the numbers for those letters in each one of the lessons. So the Aleph is 1, the Beit is 2, The Gimel is 3. The Dalet is 4. The Hey we just learned tonight is 5. The Vav is 6. The Zayin is 7, which is what we're working on right now. The Chet, which we haven't learned yet, is 8. And the Tet, which we haven't learned yet, is 9. So I don't know if you want to write those down. Everybody okay? Like, can I continue or do you need me to wait a little bit? I'm okay with waiting if you need me to wait. Just let me know in the chat if you're okay. Okay. I'm waiting for everybody, so no worries. Okay. This is kind of a fun one. Can you repeat the first 4? Sure. Aleph is 1. Beit is 2. Gimel is 3. And Dalet is 4. So when we share, you know, the beyond portion of the Hebrew letters, the numbers that are associated with those letters are very important. And it's very important to learn them along with the letters, which is why I always put the number with them. Screenshot it. I'm not sure how to do that. I'm a little untechnically savvy. And I'm actually surprised I was able to get most of these done, most of these things done. 8 and 9. 8 is Chet. So C-H-E-T, if you want to just write Chet, C-H-E-T is 8. And 9 is Tet, T-E-T. You're very welcome. Everybody okay then? What do you need? Anybody else need anything else before we get started? I'm just going to show you the beauty of the Hebrew language and how it reflects in everything, in the numbers, in the times of, you know, Shabbat. So we have Shabbat, which is an appointed time. It's a time that you rest from all your work, from all your labor, from all your thinking, from all of your physical thought processes, and bring it to the spiritual, okay? And Shabbat is very sacred, I say. So let's have a little fun with this. And I'm going to show you some interesting stuff. The rabbis say all 7s are blessed in Vayikra Rabbah. And the number 7 has always been regarded in the Jewish tradition as the number of completion, wholeness, blessing, and of course, rest. So I'm going to check this chat one more time. Is all 1 to 9 number? Things. A bit girlish. I'm not really sure what that means. I'm so sorry. Is all 1 to 9 number is a bit girlish. I apologize. I don't understand the question. I wish I could help. Let's just follow along with this really quick. Okay, so we have fun with 7. So we're at Shabbat, and there's certain foods that are traditional to eat during Shabbat dinner, Erev Shabbat, just wine, the Shabbat bread, which is the challah, fish, soup, and also meat. And there's 5 things here. So the first one we have wine, and you say wine, yayin, yayin. And we see that we have 2 yuds and a nun. That elongated letter is not a vav. That is a final nun. We have not learned about the final letters yet because we have not gotten to the final letters just yet. So we will get there and then you will learn about them. But for the sake of tonight's presentation, that is a final nun, but it is the same amount as the regular nun that is there on the page. Okay, so we have 2 yuds and a nun. So tell me, how much does 2 yuds and a nun equal? So if the yud equals 10, another yud equals 10, and the nun equals 50, how many do we have? You can 70. Either say it in the chat or you can speak up.
70.
70, yes, 70, correct. So wine equals 70. Okay, so take 0 off, and what do we have? 7, right? There's a 7 in wine, yain. All right, so let's go a little deeper here. We have the Shabbat bread, which is a challah. Challah, very good. So you're gonna go ahead and we're gonna look for that chet, which is the number 8. The chet is 8. The lamed is 30. The hay we learned tonight is 5. How much is that?
43.
43?
Yeah.
Correct, 43. So what's 4 plus 3?
7.
7. This is how it's done. They take the amounts apart. So if you have 43, take it apart. How much is 4 plus 3? You have 7, right? Inside of it. It's kind of like that. I don't know if you've ever seen those. I guess they're little Russian like tchotchke things. I'm not really sure what they're called, but it's you have the big mama, and then you open the head, and there's another doll inside, and then you open the head, and there's another doll inside, and so on until you get to the little baby one that's inside. And that's exactly how the Hebrew language is they take the language, not only at face value, but they dissect it to see what is inside, because it's all all encompassing. It's all just a beautiful display of creation. So the next one is fish, which is dag, not dog, but dag. So we have fish. So we have a dalet and a gimel. So how much is dalet and gimel?
7.
7. 7 right there, 7. Don't even need to dissect that one. 4 plus 3. The dalet is 4. The gimel is 3. Okay. Does anybody have any questions?
No.
Yes, the Russian nesting dolls. That's it, Melissa. Thank you. That's exactly the Hebrew language. It's like a Russian nesting doll. It's like you're like, oh, well, this is just this. No, let's take that apart a little bit and let's see what else is inside of it. And it's very complex, but it's so very beautiful. Okay, so the next one is soup, which is marak. So we can add up our letters for marak. We have a mem, which is 40, a resh, which is 200, and a kuf, which is 100. So how much do we have here? Anybody?
It's 340.
340. Very good. So let's dissect the 340. What's 3 plus 4?
7.
7. Take that 0 off. We don't need it. It's 0. And of course, the last one is meat or basar.
Basar.
Basar is bait, shin, and resh. So bait is 2. Yeah.
200 plus 200.
The bait is 2. The shin is 300, and the resh is 200. So what do we have?
502.
502. Take that 0 out. How much does 5 plus 2 equal?
7 again.
7 again. Very good. So are you guys getting it? Do you guys see what I'm talking about?
Yes.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. How amazing is that?
We missed the one for fish. What was the number for fish?
Well, the dog, the dog. The dalet is 4 and the gimel is 3.
Okay.
So it's 4 plus 3, which is 7. So all of these foods that are even associated with the Shabbat are 7. So we have the Shabbat, which is on the 7th day. We have the foods that are associated with it, which is all 7s. It's all completeness and wholeness and just a time of rest, and it's just such a cool thing, I think. And you'll see this in a lot of the things that we will be learning. But one thing I wanted to bring up tonight, which I thought was kind of funny. Let's see if I can find this. Hold on a second. There's an old saying that the rabbis say, okay, when the wine goes in, the secrets come out. That's what they say. When the wine goes in, the secrets come out, right? So when you have much wine, you start to talk, right? You start saying things that maybe you shouldn't be saying and revealing things that you really shouldn't be revealing. And, sometimes you slip up and you're like, oops, I shouldn't have said that. That was a secret. So let's think about that now. So we have yain, which is 70. So let's find out. I'm going to write in here in the chat. So check out your chat. I want you to find the numerical equivalent for Samech Vav Daled, which means sod, which equals secrets. Equals secret, not secrets. Sorry.
$70.
70. How much does wine equal?
70.
70. Well, 70. If you're going to say 7, they're both 7.
Yes.
But they're also both 70. So very intriguing, very in-depth. Words are very much connected to the numbers in the Torah. They're very much connected. If you see this word here, it doesn't seem to have a relation to another word, but if the numbers match, there's a deep connection. There's a connection to those words. And it's just a very interesting, wonderful language. And I hope that you guys are all enjoying this and all really getting this. If you have any questions at all, I'm happy to help you if I can. If I can't get the answer for you tonight, I will get it for you another time. Sometimes I don't have the answers sometimes because, it just is what it is. But I can definitely go to my rabbi and ask him, or just find out in general. That is, if I can understand your question, I would be able to do that for you. So anyway, that concludes this night's lesson. And again, I want to thank you guys for joining me, and thank you for participating and being part of the class. And if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, or if you have any kind of ideas or anything that maybe you would like to see interjected into the class, I would totally love to maybe help you with that if I can. So thank you guys so much. I hope you have a great night.
I think somebody was asking about the Matrix movie nights and conferences, right? We'll be showing the movies those nights as well as discussing them. But if you have a copy of the movie to look at ahead of time, hey, you can go for it, right? There's no harm in that. But you'll have a different appreciation and different thoughts about the movies by the time we're through. But I think that's somebody who mentioned that. So. And that's first one's on November 26th. We're showing a Saturday night. It's going to start around 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to go at least 3 hours, maybe, because the movie's over 2 hours. So I'm going to go probably 3.5 hours by the time we're done. But, you stay as long as you can. We do this every year. This is our seventh year doing this. And it's different every year. And this year is going to be a lot different because the fourth movie shed a lot of light on things. So the fourth movie just came out. So. All right, well, that's all I got to say on that. And I feel like Gematria, there's some of the Matrix stuff too. But the Gematria is the fringe around the garden. You know what I'm saying? It's the grass around the garden. It's nice, but it's you don't base things on it. It's just kind of a supplementary or supporting thought is what it is, really. So that's coming up November 26th. And then after Hanukkah, we'll be doing the Shir HaShirim Song of Songs study. We'll start, and then at some point around then or after then, just after, we're going to start our meditation group back up. So we'll have those two groups, and Dee's group, and Rabbi Wan's third Thursday of the month. Rabbi Wan is doing teachings on Siddur and different prayers in Judaism. So we'll have 4 groups going, through the winter. Matrix is just for 4 nights, 4 Saturdays in a row. We show the movies, and that's just once a year for those nights.
I also would like to interject, just so everybody knows, everybody that's here, I will not be able to make the next class on the 4th of December. I will be away, so I can do the next class on the 11th of December. Just so you guys know, usually it's the 1st and 3rd of every month.
Can you post that? Would you post that in your group?
I will.
Yeah, post it like a couple times between now and then, and I will too, and just to get everybody on the same page. And
absolutely.
We'll do it on the 11th and the 18th then?
11th and the 18th would be fine, sure.
All right, so we're just moving one of them out a week and keeping the other one. Okay, good. Sounds like a plan.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm gonna. Whenever you're done, I'll end the recording. I'll wait for you to say we're done.
Oh no, I'm all done here. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next time.